Listen, your childhood patterns are running your career. That is why feedback feels like rejection. That is why a passive-aggressive email can ruin your whole day. That is why you overwork for approval, then shut down at home and call it needing space. This is not a personality quirk. It is an attachment. It is wiring. It is predictable. And it is fixable. In this audiobook, you will identify your attachment style, stop taking everything personally, set boundaries without guilt, and build secure professional relationships that make you calmer, clearer, and harder to manipulate. Your work life is not just stressful. Your nervous system is in a pattern. Today, we break the pattern. Chapter 1. Stop taking feedback personally. It is data, not danger. Let's get straight to it. If feedback hits you like a punch, it is not because you are weak. It is because your nervous system is trained to hear a threat where there is only information. Your anxious system does not hear, "This needs improvement." It hears, "You are not safe." It hears, "You are about to be rejected." It hears, "You are about to be exposed." And then you react not to the feedback, but to the danger your body invented. That is the pattern. And today, we break it. Here is the anchor for this chapter. Repeat it. Feedback is data, not danger. Again, feedback is data, not danger. You have a choice. You can keep letting your past run your present, or you can train a new response. That's the key. Your brain writes a movie, then you live in it. Let's talk about what actually happens in your head. You get a Slack message. "Can we talk?" No emoji, no context, 2 words, and your brain immediately produces a full film. He's disappointed. I messed something up. They're going to replace me. I'm in trouble. I'm falling behind. I'm not good enough. Notice what just happened. You received 2 words. Then you created a story. Then your body reacted to the story as if it were the confirmed truth. That is not communication. That is self-ambush. This is why you can be calm all day, only for one vague message to destroy your focus. This is why you reread emails like they are crime scene evidence. This is why you obsess over tone, punctuation, and silence. Silence is the biggest trigger of all. Why? Because silence is a blank screen. Anxious attachment will always project the worst possible movie onto a blank screen. You have a choice. You can keep letting silence mean rejection, or you can train your brain to treat silence as nothing at all. Feedback is data, not danger. What feedback really is. Now listen closely. What is feedback? Feedback is not a verdict on your worth. Feedback is not a statement about your identity. Feedback is not proof that you are failing. Feedback is a signal. Sometimes it's a useful signal. Sometimes it's a messy signal. Sometimes it's a political signal. Sometimes it's a poorly delivered signal from a stressed out person. But it is still information. Secure people don't worship feedback, that they don't fear it. They use it. They treat it like a dashboard light. A dashboard light is not an insult. It is not an attack. It is not a moral judgment. It is a message. Check the engine, refuel, adjust. That's it. That's the key. Secure versus anxious. The difference that changes everything. An anxious pattern makes feedback feel personal. It turns a note into a narrative. Fix this paragraph becomes, "I'm incompetent." Be more concise becomes, "I talk too much, and everyone knows it." "This wasn't what I expected" becomes, "I am a disappointment." The anxious mind does not stop at the task. It attacks the self. And that is why you spiral. because you cannot improve a task when you are busy defending your identity. You have a choice. You can give feedback about the work, or you can make it about your worth. If you make it about your worth, you will always panic. If you make it about the work, you will grow fast. It's not about sensitivity. It's about discipline. The 3-step reset. Name it, slow it, use it. Now we train the skill, not the theory, the skill. You will use this reset every time feedback hits your nervous system. Every time. Not when you feel like it. Every time. Here it is. 3 steps. Name it. Slow it. Use it. Say it with me. Name it. Slow it. Use it. Step 1. Name it. Your first job is to label what is happening. Not to fix it, not to argue, not to perform. Label it. This is a trigger. This is my anxious system. This is old wiring. You are not saying the feedback is wrong. You are not saying the boss is toxic. You are saying your body is reacting as if the past is happening again. That separation matters. Because when you name it, you create space. And space gives you control. You have a choice. You can let the trigger drive the car, or you can take the wheel. That's the key. Here is a line you will use. This feels like danger, but it is data. Again. This feels like danger, but it is data. Step 2. Slow it. Regulate your body. Because you cannot think clearly in a state of threat. You cannot communicate cleanly in a threat state. You cannot make strategic decisions in a state of threat. So you slow your physiology. Take one breath that is longer on the exhale than the inhale. Do it again. Drop your shoulders. Unclench your jaw. This is not spiritual. This is mechanical. A long exhale tells your nervous system, stand down. It tells your brain, we are not being attacked. You don't need their permission to regulate. You don't need anyone's approval to breathe. That's the key. And if you're in a meeting and you can't do obvious. Chapter 2. Your boss is not your parent. Stop chasing approval. Let's say it clearly. Your boss is not your parent. Your manager is not your mother. Your team lead is not your father. But your nervous system doesn't care about titles. It cares about patterns. And if you have an anxious attachment pattern, authority becomes dangerous. It turns into a judge, a source of safety, a source of threat. You walk into a meeting and you are not thinking, how do we solve the problem? You are thinking, do they like me? Am I safe? Am I in trouble? Did I disappoint them? That is not leadership. That is emotional childhood. You have a choice. You can keep chasing approval and call it ambition. Or you can build respect and call it discipline. That's the key. Here is the anchor for this chapter. Repeat it. Clarity beats chemistry. Again, clarity beats chemistry. The approval trap, the fastest way to lose yourself at work. Approval chasing looks responsible. It looks like dedication. It looks like commitment. But underneath it is fear. You over-deliver to earn safety. You over-explain to avoid disapproval. You respond instantly to avoid being seen as lazy. You say yes when you mean no. You apologize when you did nothing wrong. It feels professional, but it is not professionalism. It is fear with a calendar invite. It's not about performance. It's about attachment. And approval chasing has a cost. It makes you predictable. It makes it easy to pressure you. It makes you easy to manipulate. It makes you exhausted because you are not working a job. You are working for emotional safety. You don't need their permission to stop. That's the key. Why your boss feels so powerful. Authority triggers two old questions in the brain. Am I good enough? Will I be rejected? If your childhood taught you that love was conditional, you learned a rule. If I perform, I get attention. If I please, I get peace. If I stay perfect, I stay safe. So now you do the same thing at work. You try to earn security through output. If I do more, they won't abandon me. If I say yes, they won't be disappointed. If I never cause friction, I'll be protected. This is the lie. A boss cannot give you emotional safety. A boss can give you tasks, pay, opportunities, and feedback, but they cannot heal your childhood. And the moment you ask your boss to regulate your emotions, you lose power. You have a choice. You can outsource your worth to their mood, or you can build self-trust and keep your spine. That's the key. The two common patterns: anxious and avoidant. Now, let's name the two patterns that show up around authority. The anxious pattern at work. Anxious attachment turns work into a relationship. You want reassurance, you want closeness, you want signs that you are valued. So you send long updates hoping for praise. You ask, "Is this okay?" Too often. You panic when your boss is quiet. You take every change in tone personally. Then you do the most damaging thing. You self-abandon. You betray your needs to maintain a connection. You have a choice. You can keep performing for approval, or you can start operating from a place of respect. That's the key. The avoidant pattern at work. Avoidant attachment fears closeness, dependence, and control. So you stay distant. You avoid asking for help. You resist feedback. You interpret requests as pressure. Anxious says, "If I attach, I survive." Avoidant says, "If I detach, I survive." Same root, protection. But safety is no longer the goal. Growth is. That's the key. The adult to adult shift. The skill that changes everything. Stop treating your boss like a parent. Start relating as a professional partner in a shared system. Adult to adult means you communicate clearly. You set expectations, you manage timelines, you ask for definitions, you own outcomes. You do not beg, you do not rebel, you do not perform, you operate. Repeat it. Clarity beats chemistry. Again, clarity beats chemistry. You don't need to be loved at work. You need to be trusted. That's the key. Approval detox. What you stop doing immediately. If you want to break the pattern, you stop the behaviors that feed it. First, stop over-explaining. Over-explaining is a nervous system confession. It says, "Please don't be mad." It says, "I'm scared." Secure people don't write essays to prove innocence. They state facts. They state the next steps. Instead of, "I'm so sorry, I had a lot going on and I didn't mean to," say, "You're right. I missed the mark. Here's the correction and the timeline." Short, clean, adult. You have a choice. You can perform emotion, or you can deliver results. It's not about being perfect. It's about being accountable. Second, stop instant responding. Instant responding is not dedication. It is anxiety. It teaches your boss, "You can access me anytime." Then you feel trapped. Then you feel resentful. Then you blame them. But you train the system. You have a choice. You can respond instantly from fear, or you can respond intentionally from discipline. You don't need their permission to have response standards. That's the key. Third, Stop asking permission for basic decisions. Is it okay if I? Should I? Do you think? Too much of this signals insecurity. And insecurity invites control. Secure people say, here's what I recommend. Here's the plan. Here's the trade-off. Do you want option A or B? You are not asking for approval. You are offering leadership. That's the key. Fourth, stop confusing praise with safety. Praise feels like oxygen to the anxious system. But praise is not stability. Some bosses praise rarely. Some praise manipulatively. Some praise only when it benefits them. If your peace depends on praise, you will suffer. So you build a new source of stability. Self-trust. You measure yourself by behavior. Did I do the work? Did I communicate clearly? Did I improve? Did I follow through? You don't need their permission to respect yourself. That's the key. Fifth, stop trying to manage their mood. This is the big one. You are not responsible for your boss's mood. You are responsible for your work, your communication, and your boundaries. Repeat it. Their mood is not my mission. Again. Their mood is not my mission. That's the key. The 3 scripts that make you secure at work. Now we replace the old pattern with a new behavior. Script 1, the clarity request. When your boss is vague, say this. Just to confirm, what does success look like for this task? What are the top 2 priorities? You are not challenging them. You are preventing confusion. Clarity beats chemistry. Script 2, the boundary with a solution. When the ask is too much, say this. I can do this by Friday, or I can do X and Y today. Which do you want? Adult to adult. You are not refusing. You are managing trade-offs. You have a choice. You can sacrifice yourself to look good, or you can manage reality to perform well. It's not about pleasing. It's about sustainable delivery. Script 3, the feedback response. When they critique you, say this. Got it. I hear you. One question. What's the most important change you want to see next time? That keeps you out of defense mode. Feedback is data, not danger. Real-world example. The boss who feels cold. Short replies, no warmth, no small talk. Anxious attachment interprets coldness as rejection. So you start working harder to earn a smile. To earn safety, stop. You have a choice. You can interpret coldness as danger, or you can interpret it as personality, stress, or focus. You do not need your boss to be warm. You need your boss to be clear. So you shift your goal from please like me to let's align on expectations. Short update. Clear timeline. Clear next step. That's the key. The power move. Become predictable in process, not in pleasing. Secure people become predictable in results. Predictable in communication. Predictable within boundaries. That they are reliable, but they are not needy. They do not chase. They do not avoid. They do not perform emotional gymnastics. They show up. They deliver. They speak clearly. They hold the line. That is secure attachment at work. And it changes how people treat you because the world rewards stability. You have a choice. You can be a worker who needs to be liked, or you can be a professional you can trust. That's the key. This week's training, do it. Pick one approval behavior you do automatically. 1. Over-explaining, instant responding. Apologizing, asking permission. Then replace it with one secure behavior, one script, one upgrade, because repetition rewires. And remember this, you are not becoming cold. You are becoming clear. You are not losing empathy. You are gaining control. You don't need their permission to grow up emotionally at work. That's the key. You stop chasing approval. Now we attack the next trap, the one disguised as being nice. Chapter 3. Quit the people-pleasing tax. It is destroying your career. Let's be blunt. People-pleasing is not kindness. It is fear with a smile. It is a desperate attempt to stay safe by staying liked. And it is costing you more than you realize. It is costing you time. It is costing you respect. It is costing you money. It is costing you energy. It is costing you your identity. Because every time you say yes when you mean no, you pay a tax, a people-pleasing tax. And the bill always comes due. You have a choice. You can keep paying this tax and call it being nice, or you can stop paying and call it discipline. That's the key. Here is the anchor for this chapter. Repeat it. Being liked is not the same as being safe. Again. Being liked is not the same as being safe. Now listen. People-pleasing is an attachment strategy. It is how an anxious nervous system tries to prevent rejection. It says, if I keep everyone happy, nobody will leave. It says, if I'm easy to work with, I won't be targeted. It says, if I never cause friction, I'll be protected. But the workplace does not reward people who never cause friction. It rewards people who create value and communicate clearly. And here is the hard truth. The more you people please, the more people expect you to. That's the key. Now let's name the real problem. People-pleasing teaches others how to treat you. It trains the system around you. If you always cover for others, you become the cover. If you always stay late, you become the person who does. If you always say yes, your yes becomes invisible. Then you wonder why you're exhausted. Then you wonder why no one respects your time. Then you wonder why you feel used. You trained them. You have a choice. You can keep training people to ignore your needs. Or you can train them to respect your boundaries. You don't need their permission to stop. That's the key. Now let's break people-pleasing down into its most common workplace forms. 1. The yes reflex. 2. The apology reflex. 3. The rescue reflex. 4. The avoidance reflex. And we're going to replace each one with a secure pattern. Because it's not about being tough, it's about being clear. It's not about being cold, it's about being consistent. That's the key. 1. The yes reflex. This is the automatic yes. Your boss asks for something and you say yes before you even understand the scope. A coworker asks for help. You say yes, even when you're drowning. Someone asks you to join a meeting. You say yes, even when it's useless. Why? Because your nervous system hears requests as tests. If you say no, you fear consequences. If you say no, you fear rejection. If you say no, you fear conflict. So you say yes, and you pay the tax. You have a choice. You can keep saying yes to avoid discomfort, or you can tolerate discomfort to build a better life. That's the key. Here is the replacement. You pause. 1 second, 2 seconds. You do not answer out of panic. You answer from reality. You say, let me check my workload and get back to you. Or you say, what's the deadline and priority compared to my other tasks? Or you say, I can do this, but it means I won't be able to complete X. Which matters more? This is not rude. This is professional. You don't need their permission to manage trade-offs. That's the key. And if you want the cleanest boundary sentence in the world, here it is. I can't take this on right now. No apology, no essay, no explanation. If you want to add one professional line, add this. I can revisit it next week. Short, calm, final. 2. The apology reflex. People pleasers apologize like it's punctuation. Sorry to bother you. It's sorry for asking. Sorry, just checking. Sorry, I know you're busy. Listen. You are allowed to communicate. You are allowed to ask questions. You are allowed to take up space. If you apologize for existing, you train people to see you as small. You have a choice. You can keep shrinking to be accepted, or you can stand tall and be respected. That's the key. Here is the replacement. Replace sorry with thanks. Instead of sorry for the delay, say thanks for your patience. Instead of sorry to bother you, say a quick question when you have a moment. Instead of sorry, I'm confused, say I want to confirm the expectation. This is not semantics. This is identity training. You are teaching your nervous system, I am not a burden. You are teaching the room, I belong here. You don't need their permission to speak professionally. 3. The rescue reflex. This is the hero pattern. People pleasers rescue because they want to be needed. They want to be valuable. They want to be indispensable. But indispensable has a dark side. If you are indispensable, you become trapped. The company doesn't promote you. They keep you where you solve problems. Coworkers lean on you, managers rely on you, and you feel proud until you feel resentful. Because nobody is taking care of you. You have a choice. You can keep rescuing and call it loyalty, or you can stop rescuing and call it self-respect. That's the key. Here is the replacement. Stop fixing problems people refuse to own up to. If someone makes a mess and expects you to clean it, don't clean it silently. Make it visible. Say, I can help, but I need you to do A and I'll do B. Or say, I can't take ownership of this. I can support you for 20 minutes to help you solve it. Notice the shift. Support, not rescue. Guidance, not takeover. That keeps your value high and your energy intact. You don't need their permission to stop being the emotional janitor. 4. The avoidance reflex. This one surprises people. People-pleasing is not only saying yes, it also avoids hard conversations. You avoid saying what you need. You avoid confronting disrespect. You avoid addressing bad behavior because you fear conflict. But avoidance always creates bigger conflicts later. It creates passive aggression. It creates resentment. It creates burnout. And then you explode or disappear. That's not maturity. That's the attachment cycle. You have a choice. You can avoid conflict now and suffer later, or you can face it now and gain peace. That's the key. Here is the replacement. You practice directness in small doses. You don't start with a dramatic confrontation. You start with one sentence. When you change the deadline at the last minute, it impacts my schedule. Can we set deadlines earlier? Or, I'm happy to help, but I need 24 hours notice. Or, I'm not available after 6 p.m. I'll respond tomorrow. Short, direct, calm, no anger, no apology, no long story. This is what secure people do. They speak early. They speak clearly. They don't let problems rot. That's the key. Now let's talk about office politics, because people-pleasing becomes deadly there. People-pleasers become easy targets in political environments because politics rewards clarity and boundaries, and people-pleasing signals, you can push me. So if someone takes credit for your work, you don't smile and swallow it. You document, you speak up, you correct the record calmly. You say, just to clarify, the analysis on slide 5 was my work, and I can walk through the reasoning. Not emotional, not aggressive, just factual. Facts create leverage. Emotions create drama. You have a choice. You can stay silent and teach people to erase you, or you can speak and teach people to respect you. You don't need their permission, that's the key. Now I'm going to give you a simple framework to kill people-pleasing at the root. It's called the 3 questions. Before you say yes, ask, 1. Do I actually have the capacity? 2. Will saying yes create resentment? 3. Is this aligned with my priorities? If any answer is no, you pause. You do not commit. Because a secure person does not sacrifice their life to avoid disappointment. That's the key. Now your weekly training. Pick one situation where you normally people please. 1. A meeting you don't need, a task you don't have time for, a coworker who always dumps work on you, a boss who expects instant replies, and you do one secure action. You pause. You ask for priority. You set a boundary. You replace sorry with thanks. You stop rescuing. Just one, because repetition rewires. And remember the anchor. Being liked is not the same as being safe. Again, being liked is not the same as being safe. When you stop people-pleasing, something incredible happens. You stop being managed by fear. You stop being controlled by other people's moods. You start building self-respect. And self-respect is the foundation of secure attachment in every environment. You quit the people-pleasing tax. Now we move to the next layer of the game, because even if you stop begging and stop pleasing, you still have to operate inside power. You mastered the fear of disapproval. Now we talk about the battlefield most people pretend doesn't exist. Chapter 4. Office Politics are attachment triggers. Learn the game without losing yourself. Let's remove the fantasy. There is no workplace without politics. If humans are there, politics are there. Politics is not always evil. Politics is the system of power, status, alliances, and access. And if you ignore it, you don't become pure. You become prey. You have a choice. You can pretend you're above it, or you can learn it and stay clean. That's the key. Here is the anchor for this chapter. Repeat it. See the game, do not become the game. Again, see the game, do not become the game. Now listen, office politics are not only about strategy, they are about nervous systems, because politics triggers the brain's oldest needs: belonging, safety, approval, control. And attachment patterns turn those needs into predictable mistakes. Anxious attachment seeks a seat. Avoidant attachment refuses the room. Secure attachment learns the room and builds calm influence. You have a choice. You can react like your childhood, or you can move like an adult. That's the key. Let's expose the common traps. 1. The click trap. 2. The gatekeeper trap. 3. The credit trap. 4. The scapegoat trap. 5. The loyalty trap. And in each trap, I'm going to show you how anxious, avoidant, and secure people behave. Because the goal is not to become manipulative. The goal is to become unshakable. You don't need their permission to play smart. That's the key. Trap 1. The clique trap. Every workplace has a circle. The lunch table, the Slack channel, the inside jokes, the social gravity. Cliques create 2 things: access and exclusion. Now watch what attachment does. Anxious attachment sees a clique and thinks, if I get in, I'm safe. So it performs. It overgives. It laughs too hard. It agrees too fast. It avoids disagreement to stay included. Then the clique owns you. Avoidant attachment sees a clique and thinks, that's stupid. So it isolates. It stays out. It refuses social contact. It builds competence but no alliance. Then the clique ignores you. Secure attachment sees a clique and thinks, that's a human pattern. Not a threat. Not a god. A pattern. Secure people don't beg to get in. They build relationships across groups. They talk to everyone. They stay professional. They don't gossip for belonging. They create a wide network, not one fragile circle. You have a choice. You can chase cliques or reject cliques, or you can outgrow them. That's the key. Here is a secure move you will practice. Be friendly, be consistent, be neutral. You don't overshare to bond. You don't stay silent to protect. You engage lightly and consistently. Small talk, 1 minute. Work talk, 2 minutes. Then you leave. That is how secure people build presence without dependence. See the game. Do not become the game. Trap 2. The gatekeeper trap. A gatekeeper is a person who controls access. Access to your boss. Access to information. Access to opportunities. Access to credit. Sometimes it's an assistant, sometimes it's a senior coworker, sometimes it's a manager's favorite. Gatekeepers are not always villains, but they are always in power. Anxious attachment tries to please the gatekeeper. It becomes overly polite, it becomes overly available, it becomes overly grateful. Avoidant attachment tries to bypass the gatekeeper. It gets annoyed. It breaks the process. It triggers backlash. Secure attachment builds a professional relationship with the gatekeeper. Not emotional, not submissive, not hostile, just respectful and clear. Here is the secure script. Hey, I want to make sure I'm following the best process. What's the best way to get this on the calendar? That is not begging, that is system intelligence. You have a choice. You can fight power, or you can learn the path. That's the key. Trap 3. The credit trap. This one destroys careers quietly. Someone presents your idea as their own. Someone summarizes your work and takes the shine off it. Someone speaks louder and your contribution disappears. Anxious attachment freezes. It smiles. It tells itself, if I speak up, they won't like me. Then it goes home angry and ashamed. Avoidant attachment explodes or withdraws. It gets sarcastic. It becomes passive-aggressive. It isolates. Secure attachment corrects the record calmly. No drama, no accusation, no rage. Facts. Here is the secure script. Just to clarify, the analysis on slide 5 was my work and I can walk through the reasoning if helpful. Or, I'm glad this is landing. The key insight came from the tests I ran last week. Here are the numbers. That's it. Clean, calm, visible. You are not attacking. You are anchoring truth. You don't need their permission to be seen. That's the key. Now listen to this line. If you don't claim your work, someone else will. See the game. Do not become the game. Trap 4. The scapegoat trap. In unstable teams, someone becomes the emotional trash can. When projects fail, blame needs a home, and blame often goes to the person with the least power. Guess who that is? The people pleaser. The one who says yes, the one who doesn't document, the one who tries to be nice. Anxious attachment accepts blame to maintain a sense of belonging. It thinks if I take responsibility, they won't reject me. Avoidant attachment refuses blame but offers no clarity. It thinks this is stupid and walks away. Secure attachment protects itself with documentation and clear communication. Secure people don't argue emotionally, they show receipts. Here is the secure behavior: you document decisions, you confirm expectations in writing, you summarize meetings. You write, to confirm, we agreed on X, deadline Y, and my responsibility is Z. That is not paranoia. That is professional hygiene. Facts create leverage. You have a choice. You can rely on memory, or you can rely on documentation. That's the key. Trap 5, the loyalty trap. Some workplaces reward loyalty more than competence. They want alignment. They want obedience. They want culture fit. This is where attachment gets dangerous. Anxious attachment becomes a loyal soldier. It agrees even when it knows it's wrong. It nods even when the plan is stupid. It sacrifices truth for approval. Avoidant attachment becomes a rebel. It mocks the system. It refuses collaboration. It becomes isolated. Secure attachment becomes strategic. Secure people know when to align and when to push back. They choose battles carefully. They don't fight for ego, they fight for outcomes. Here is the secure question. What problem are we trying to solve? And what's the trade-off of this approach? That question does something powerful. It moves the conversation from status to strategy. It's not about being right, it's about being useful. That's the key. The attachment triggers under politics. Now I want you to see what politics triggers inside you. Politics triggers 3 fears. Fear of exclusion, fear of loss of status, fear of conflict, and those fears activate attachment responses. Anxious response: chase, perform, please, overgive, try to earn safety. Avoidant response: detach, dismiss, withdraw, pretend you don't care. Secure response: regulate, observe, act with intent. Stay calm, stay clear, stay documented. You have a choice. These triggers can control you, or you can use them as signals. That's the key. When you feel excluded, ask, what story am I writing? When you feel threatened, ask, what fact do I actually have? When you feel angry, ask, what boundary do I need? Feedback is data, not danger. Clarity beats chemistry. Being liked is not the same as being safe. These are not slogans. These are tools. The secure strategy. 4 rules. Now I'm going to give you 4 rules to handle office politics without becoming toxic. Rule 1. Stay calm in public. Public emotions are expensive. They turn you into content. You don't need their permission to stay composed. Rule 2. Build allies, not followers. Allies are mutual. Followers are fragile. You build allies by being reliable, helpful, and clear, not by gossiping, not by performing. Rule 3. Document everything important. Not everything. Important things, decisions, deadlines, responsibilities, outcomes. Rule 4. Speak in facts, not accusations. Accusations create enemies. Facts create clarity. That's the key. Now your weekly training. Pick one political moment you usually mishandle. 1. A meeting where you stay silent. A coworker who takes credit. A click you chase. A gatekeeper you resent. Then do one secure action. Document something. Ask a clarifying question. Correct the record calmly. Build one ally, just one. Because repetition rewires. And remember the anchor. See the game. Do not become the game. Again, see the game, do not become the game. When you master office politics without losing yourself, your career changes. You stop being surprised. You stop being reactive. You start being strategic. But there is a deeper pattern still hiding underneath everything. It is the pattern that makes you overwork. It is the pattern that makes you believe exhaustion equals worth. You mastered power dynamics. Now we attack the addiction. Chapter 5. Stop overworking to earn love. Build self-trust instead. Let's tell the truth. Overworking is not always ambition. Often it is attachment. It is a nervous system strategy. It is the belief that if you produce enough, you will finally be safe. If you deliver enough, you will finally be valued. If you sacrifice enough, you will finally be chosen. And that belief will grind you into dust. You have a choice. You can keep using work to earn love. Or you can build self-trust and stop begging. That's the key. Here is the anchor for this chapter. Repeat it. Performance is not protection. Again. Performance is not protection. Now listen. Overworking feels good at first because it gives you control. When you work, you feel useful. When you work, you feel needed. When you work, you feel like you have a place. So you keep going. One more email, one more task, one more improvement, one more late night. And the anxious system calls it responsibility. But it is not a responsibility. It is fear. It's not about productivity. It's about safety. That's the key. The hidden deal you're making with work. If you overwork, you are making a deal with life. You are saying, I will sacrifice my health for approval. You are saying, I will sacrifice my peace for praise. You are saying, I will sacrifice my relationships for security. And the worst part? Work will accept that deal. Work will take everything you offer. It will never say, stop, you've done enough. Because work is not a person, it is a system. And systems consume. So you have to be the one who stops. You don't need their permission. That's the key. The attachment mechanism behind overworking. Let's break it down. Anxious attachment believes worth is earned, so you earn it. You earn it with output, you earn it with speed, you earn it with perfection, you earn it with availability. And when you get praise, your nervous system relaxes for a moment. Finally, safety. But then, praise fades. The next task arrives. The next deadline hits. And the safety disappears again, so you chase it again. That is not success. That is addiction. You have a choice. You can keep chasing temporary relief, or you can build stable self-trust. That's the key. Avoidant attachment can overwork too, but for a different reason. Avoidant types work to avoid closeness. Work becomes a wall. If I'm busy, nobody can ask me to feel. If I'm productive, nobody can get too close. If I'm exhausted, I have an excuse to disconnect. Different strategy, same result. Disconnection from self. The real cost. What overworking steals? Overworking steals 4 things. 1. Your focus. because you are always reacting. 2. Your health, because your body is not designed for constant threat. 3. Your relationships, because people don't bond with someone who's always gone. 4. Your self-respect, because deep down, you know you are betraying yourself. And when you betray yourself long enough, you stop trusting yourself. That's the key. Self-trust is your true career advantage, not hustle, not talent, not charisma. Self-trust. Because when you trust yourself, you stop panicking, you stop chasing, you stop overworking, you choose. The lie that keeps you working. Here is the lie. If I slow down, I'll fall behind. If I rest, I'll be replaced. If I set boundaries, they'll stop valuing me. That is not reality. That is your anxious system talking. Secure professionals rest strategically. They protect their energy because they understand the power of leverage. Energy is leverage. If you burn out, you become inconsistent. If you become inconsistent, your value drops. So overworking is not even smart. It's not about effort. It's about efficiency. That's the key. The new identity: consistent, not compulsive. Anxious overwork is compulsive. Secure work is consistent. Compulsive says, I have to. Consistent says, I choose to. You have a choice. You can work like you're being hunted, or you can work like you're building. That's the key. Now I'm going to give you the practical system, not motivation, system. Because your nervous system doesn't change with inspiration. It changes with repetition. The 4-part overwork reset. Here it is. 1. Define the finish line. 2. Set the work container. 3. Separate worth from output. 4. Prove trust with actions. Let's break them down. 1. Define the finish line. Overworkers never define done. They define more. So they keep tweaking, they keep polishing, they keep perfecting. Because perfection is a defense. So you define a finish line before you start. Ask, what is the minimum deliverable that meets the goal? Ask, what does good enough look like? Ask, what is the deadline and what is the success metric? Then stop. You have a choice. You can chase perfection, or you can deliver effectively. That's the key. 2. Set the work container. Work expands to fill your life when you let it. So you contain it. You decide when work starts. You decide when it ends. You decide your response windows. This is not laziness. This is leadership. Here is a simple boundary sentence. I'm offline after 6 p.m. I'll respond tomorrow morning. Say it. Mean it. Repeat it. You don't need their permission to have a life. That's the key. 3. Separate worth from output. Overworkers tie worth to performance. That's why one mistake feels like a collapse. So we rewrite the metric. Your worth is not your output. Your worth is your character. Your value comes from reliability, integrity, and growth. Repeat this. My worth is not my output. Again, my worth is not my output. Then prove it with behavior. When you make a mistake, you don't self-attack. You correct. You learn. You move forward. Feedback is data, not danger. You see how it connects? This is the same system. That's the key. 4. Prove trust with actions. Self-trust is not a feeling. It is a record. You build self-trust by doing what you said you would do. Small promises, kept daily, not huge goals, small commitments. I'll stop work at 6. Then stop. I'll take a real lunch. Then take it. I'll ask for clarification instead of panicking. Then do it. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, your nervous system relaxes because it learns, I am safe with me. That's the key. Real-world examples. The overwork loop in action. Let's run common scenarios. Scenario 1. The late-night email addiction. You send emails at 11 p.m. You think it makes you look committed, but what it really does is train people to expect access. Then you feel trapped. Then you keep sending them, then you burn out. You have a choice. You can impress people temporarily, or you can protect your performance long-term. Secure move. Write the email at night if you want. Schedule it to send in the morning. That one move trains a new identity. Professional, calm, controlled. Scenario 2. The perfection spiral. You finish a report but keep rereading it. You keep rewriting. You keep adding. Because you fear criticism, so you work harder to avoid feeling. Stop. Define the finish line. Send the work. Let feedback be data. Performance is not protection. Scenario 3, the inability to rest. When you rest, you feel guilt. Because guilt is the anxious system's leash. So you pick up your phone, you check Slack, you open your laptop. But rest is not optional. Rest is part of performance. If you can't rest, you can't lead. That's the key. The deep truth. You're not afraid of work, you're afraid of not being enough. Overworking is often a cover. It covers the fear of being ordinary, the fear of being replaceable, the fear of not being chosen. So you try to outwork the fear. But fear doesn't leave through effort. Fear leaves through security, internal security. You have a choice. You can keep trying to earn safety, or you can build it. You don't need their permission. That's the key. This week's training. This week you will do one thing. You will set one container. 1. A shutdown time, a lunch break, a no Slack window, a weekend rule, and you will hold it for 7 days. Not perfectly, consistently, because consistency beats intensity. Again, consistency beats intensity. When you stop overworking, you don't become lazy, you become powerful. Because you stop being driven by fear. You stop being controlled by praise, you start trusting yourself. And once you build self-trust, something changes at home. Because the pattern that makes you overwork also makes you shut down emotionally. You mastered the addiction to output. Now we talk about what happens when the workday ends. Chapter 6, Avoidant at Home, the shutdown pattern that kills intimacy and friendships. Let's call it what it is. You don't need space. You shut down. You don't decompress. You disappear. And you don't do it because you're a bad person. You do it because your nervous system learned one rule: closeness equals pressure. So when work is done, your body doesn't relax into connection. It collapses into distance. And then you wonder why relationships feel heavy, why friendships fade, why doesn't home feel like home? You have a choice. You can keep calling shutdown peace, or you can learn secure closeness and build real safety. That's the key. Here is the anchor for this chapter. Repeat it. Distance is not healing. It is a strategy. Again, distance is not healing. It is a strategy. Now listen, avoidant behavior is not always cold. It is often overwhelmed. It is the nervous system's way of saying too much emotion, too much need, too much expectation, too much closeness. So you go numb, you go quiet, you go into your phone, you go into the gym, you go into tasks, you go into silence, you don't explode, you vanish, and the people around you feel it. They feel the wall. You have a choice. You can keep building walls and call it independence, or you can build boundaries and call it maturity. That's the key. What shutdown really is. Shutdown is deactivation. It is the body going into low power mode to avoid emotional demand. It looks calm on the outside, but inside it is a freeze response. And here's the danger. If you live in a shutdown, you lose access to your own feelings. You become functional but disconnected, productive but distant, present physically but absent emotionally. And then you start resenting people for wanting you. That is the avoidant trap. Distance is not healing. It is a strategy. The 2 ways shutdown shows up. There are 2 common versions. Version 1, the silent withdrawal. You come home, you say little, you answer with one-word replies. You avoid eye contact, you go straight to alone time. Not because you hate them, because your system is overloaded. Version 2, the busy avoidance. You come home and suddenly you need to do everything. Clean, fix, organize, work out, shower, check emails, scroll. You stay in motion so nobody can reach you. Motion becomes your shield. Both versions are the same message. I don't know how to be close without feeling trapped. You have a choice. You can keep protecting yourself by staying at a distance, or you can train closeness that doesn't feel like pressure. That's the key. Why work creates avoidance at home. This matters. A lot of people are anxious at work and avoidant at home. Why? Because work demands performance and compliance. So you spend your whole day managing others, reading moods, handling feedback, staying composed. Your system is on high alert. Then you come home and your body says, enough. So instead of connecting, you collapse. And if someone at home asks, how was your day? It feels like another demand. It feels like one more person who wants something. So you shut down. This is not a character flaw. This is a nervous system pattern. You have a choice. You can keep letting work drain your capacity for connection, or you can build a transition ritual that protects your relationships. That's the key. The core problem. You confuse need with control. Avoidant attachment learned early that closeness comes with a price. Maybe affection came with guilt. Maybe love came with criticism. The connection may come with an obligation. So your system learned. If someone needs me, I'll be controlled. If someone gets close, I'll lose freedom. If I open up, I'll be judged. So you stay safe by staying distant. But here is the truth. A secure connection does not remove your freedom. A secure connection increases your freedom. Because when you are connected, you don't have to run. Distance is not healing. It is a strategy. The replacement skill, warm contact. Now we train the new behavior, not a big emotional conversation, not a dramatic confession, a skill. Warm contact. Warm contact is a small, consistent connection. It is predictable. It is manageable. It is safe for the avoidance system. Here is the phrase: a little contact consistently build secure bonds. Again, a little contact consistently builds secure bonds. You don't need to become emotional. You need to become available in small doses. That's the key. The 4-step shutdown breaker. Here is the system. 1. Transition. 2. Signal. 3. Micro connection. 4. Return. Let's break it down. 1. Transition. If you go from work stress straight into relationship time, your nervous system will fail. So you create a transition ritual. 10 minutes, no phone, no email, no scrolling, no work, just reset. Walk, shower, sit in silence. Breathe, change clothes. This tells your body, work is over. You don't need anyone's permission to create a buffer. That's the key. 2. Signal. Avoidant people disappear without explanation. That creates chaos for others, so you signal. You say one sentence. I'm overloaded. I need 20 minutes to reset, then I'm yours. That sentence changes everything. It turns withdrawal into a plan. It turns distance into a boundary. You have a choice. You can vanish and hurt people, or you can communicate and protect the relationship. That's the key. And notice what you're not doing. You're not apologizing for having needs. You're not blaming anyone. You're not making a speech. Just clarity. Clarity beats chemistry. 3. Micro connection. After the reset, you do a micro connection. 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You do not wait to feel like it. You do it as a discipline. Because secure attachment is built through behavior, not mood. You have a choice. You can connect only when it's easy, or you can connect consistently and build safety. That's the key. Micro connection can be simple: eye contact and a hug, a question and a real answer. Sitting together without your phone, a short walk, a shared meal with no screens. Small, repeatable, non-threatening. A little contact consistently builds secure bonds. 4. Return. After micro connection, you can return to solitude if needed. But now it is not avoidance. It is regulated independence. You say, I'm going to read for 30 minutes. I'll check back in after. That builds trust, because the problem is not alone time. The problem is disappearing. Distance is not healing. It is a strategy. What about adult friendships? This matters because avoidant patterns silently kill friendships. You don't fight. You fade. You forgot to reply. You delay. You cancel. You tell yourself you're busy. But the real reason is that closeness feels like an obligation. So here is the secure rule. Touch points maintain friendship, not grand gestures. One message, one call, one check-in. Consistency beats intensity. You don't need their permission to show up. That's the key. Here is a friendship script for avoidant types. Thinking of you, been in my head lately, want to grab coffee next week? Short, warm, simple. And when they reply, you don't delay for 3 days because you feel pressure. You respond like an adult. Because the goal is not perfection. The goal is to be present. The hard truth. Shutdown protects you, but it also starves you. This is tough love. Your shutdown strategy protected you once. It helped you survive overwhelm, but now it is starving your relationships. It keeps you safe from discomfort, and it keeps you far from intimacy. You have a choice. You can keep protecting yourself and stay lonely, or you can tolerate a small amount of discomfort and build closeness. That's the key. This week's training, here is your assignment. For the next 7 days, you will do the shutdown breaker, transition, signal, micro connection, return, just once per day. And you will keep it small, because small done consistently beats big done rarely. Again, small done consistently beats big done rarely. When you stop shutting down at home, you unlock something powerful. You stop treating relationships like demands. You start treating them like nourishment. And once you can stay present, you can communicate securely. Because a connection without communication is fragile. You mastered the shutdown pattern. Now we build the skill that makes security real in every relationship. Chapter 7, Secure Communication. Say it clean, say it once, hold the line. Here's the truth. Most of your problems are not caused by bad people. They are caused by unclear communication. You hint, you hope, you assume, you stay silent. Then you explode. That is not communication. That is emotional gambling. Secure people don't gamble. They communicate, and they do it in a very specific way. They say it's clean. They say it once. They hold the line. You have a choice. You can keep hinting and suffering, or you can speak clearly and become free. That's the key. Here is the anchor for this chapter. Repeat it. Direct is kind. Clear is calm. Again. Direct is kind. Clear is calm. Now listen. Attachment patterns distort communication. An anxious attachment talks too much. It over-explains. It pleads. It tries to convince. Avoidant attachment talks too little. It disappears. It shuts down. It avoids discomfort. Both patterns create the same outcome: confusion, resentment, distance. Secure communication is the exit. And it is not a personality trait. It is a skill. You don't need their permission to speak clearly. That's the key. The big mistake. You use communication to get safety instead of truth. This is the core problem. Anxious communication is designed to prevent rejection. Avoidant communication is designed to prevent pressure. Neither is designed to create truth. So you say things like, "It's fine," "I don't care," "Whatever you want," "It's not a big deal." But inside, it is a big deal. And you do care, and it is not fine. Then your nervous system stores resentment like poison. You have a choice. You can keep lying to keep the peace. Or you can speak truth and build real peace. That's the key. Direct is kind. Clear is calm. The 3 categories of secure speech. Secure communication has 3 moves. 1. Request. 2. Boundary. 3. Repair. The request is what you need. The boundary is what you will not tolerate. Repair is how you quickly fix tension. Most people skip these and go straight to passive aggression. Secure people don't. They use structure. Let's train it. Move 1. The secure request. A secure request is clear. It is specific. It is not emotional blackmail. Anxious people request like this. Do you even care about me? Why do you always ignore me? I guess I'll just do it myself. That is not a request. That is a trap. Avoidant people don't request. They hope. They silently judge. They withdraw. Secure people request like this. Here's what I need. Here's when I need it. Here's why it matters. Short, calm, clean. Example at work. I need clear priorities for this week. What are the top 2 outcomes you want from me? Example at home. I need 10 minutes of connection when I get home, then I'll take my reset time. Example with friends. I'd love to stay connected. Can we do 1 call every 2 weeks? You have a choice. You can hope people read your mind, or you can give them a clear target. That's the key. You don't need their permission to ask for what you need. Move 2. The secure boundary. Here is where most people collapse, because boundaries trigger attachment fear. Anxious people feel guilt. Avoidant people feel anger. Secure people feel clarity. Here is the anchor. A boundary is a decision, not a debate. Again, a boundary is a decision, not a debate. A boundary is not a threat. It is not punishment. It is not controlled. It is a limit you will enforce to protect your life. At work, boundaries sound like this. I'm offline after 6 p.m. I'll respond tomorrow. I can do this by Friday. If you need it today, we'll need to remove another task. I'm happy to help, but I need 24 hours notice. At home, boundaries sound like this. I'm not going to continue this conversation if we're insulting each other. We can talk when we're calm. I need alone time tonight. I'll check in after. With friends, boundaries sound like this. I can't do last-minute plans regularly. If you want to see me, let's schedule it. Short sentences, no essays. You have a choice. You can explain yourself into weakness, or you can state your limit and stop. That's the key. You don't need their permission to hold a boundary. The most important part, hold the line. Setting a boundary once is easy. Holding it is the work, because people will test you, not always maliciously, sometimes unconsciously. They are asking, is this real? If you fold, you train them to ignore you. If you stay steady, you train them to respect you. This is why secure communication is repetitive. Same message, same tone, same spine. That's the key. Move 3. The secure repair. This is the skill that separates adults from children. Repair means you address tension quickly, not with a lecture, not with shame, not with silence, with a clean sentence. Anxious people avoid repair by talking too much. They make it dramatic. They bring up the past. They demand reassurance. Avoidant people avoid repair by disappearing. They wait until it fades. They pretend nothing happened. Secure people repair like this. Hey, I came off sharp earlier. That's on me. The issue is still important, but I want to talk calmly. Or, I felt tense in that meeting. I want us aligned. Can we clarify expectations? Or, I shut down yesterday. I was overwhelmed. I'm here now. Notice what repair does. It keeps relationships from rotting, because unspoken tension becomes distance. Distance becomes stories. Stories become conflict. You have a choice. You can let tension grow, or you can repair fast and stay close. That's the key. Direct is kind. Clear is calm. The 2 toxic habits you must stop. If you want secure communication, you stop 2 habits immediately. Habit 1, hinting. Hinting is cowardice disguised as subtlety. You say, must be nice to have free time. You say, I guess I'm the only one who cares. You say, do what you want. Stop. Say what you mean. Habit 2, testing. Testing is when you set traps to see if someone will choose you. You don't ask directly. You create scenarios. You withdraw to see if they chase. You act cold to see if they care. You delay to see if they notice. Stop. Secure people don't test. They ask. You have a choice. You can play games for reassurance, or you can speak truth and build trust. That's the key. The one-sentence rule. This will change your life. When you feel triggered, you want to talk more. Don't. When your nervous system is activated, your words become messy. So you use the one-sentence rule. One sentence for the need. One sentence for the boundary. One sentence for the next step. That's it. Example. Need. I need clarity on what success looks like. Boundary. I can't keep changing the plan at the last minute. Next step. Let's decide the deadline today. Simple. Powerful. You don't need their permission. Real-world work example. The passive-aggressive coworker. They send a message with a sharp tone. They copy your boss. They imply you dropped the ball. Anxious attachment panics and over-explains. Avoidant attachment ignores and lets resentment build. Secure attachment responds with facts and clarity. Thanks for flagging. Here's the status. I'll deliver X by Y. If you need a different timeline, let's align. No emotion, no defense, no fight. Facts create leverage. That's the key. Real-world home example, the shutdown and the pursuer. One person shuts down, the other person pursues. Avoidant says, "Stop pressuring me." Anxious says, "You don't care." Both are scared. Both are reacting. Secure communication breaks it. The avoidant says, "I'm overwhelmed, I need 20 minutes, then I'm here." The anxious says, "Okay, I'll give you space, and I need a clear time when we reconnect." That is secure. It creates structure. A little contact consistently builds secure bonds. This week's training. Here is your assignment. Every day for 7 days, you will practice one secure sentence. 1. A request, a boundary, or a repair. Say it clean. Say it once. Hold the line. Write it down if you need to. Practice in the mirror if you need to. Because repetition rewires. You have a choice. You can keep communicating like a scared child, or you can communicate like a secure adult. That's the key. Once you can communicate securely, you are ready for the next level. Because communication without boundaries is still chaos. And boundaries are where most people collapse. You mastered clean speech. Now we build limits that actually work. Chapter 8. Boundaries that work. Stop explaining yourself into weakness. Let's get serious. Most people don't fail at boundaries because they don't know what a boundary is. They fail because they can't tolerate the feelings that come with setting one. Guilt, fear, tension, the possibility of being disliked. So they explain, they justify, they apologize, they negotiate, and the boundary collapses. You have a choice. You can keep explaining yourself into weakness, or you can set the limit and hold it. That's the key. Here is the anchor for this chapter. Repeat it. A boundary is a decision, not a debate. Again, a boundary is a decision, not a debate. Now listen, boundaries are not about controlling other people. They are about controlling your behavior. A boundary is not, "You can't text me." A boundary is, "If you text me after 6 p.m., I will respond tomorrow." That's the difference. You don't need their permission to protect your time. That's the key. Why boundaries trigger you. Let's make it obvious. If you are anxious, boundaries feel like a form of abandonment. You think, if I say no, they'll leave. You think, if I disappoint them, I'll be rejected. So you soften it. You wrap it in apologies. You turn it into a request. If you are avoidant, boundaries feel like war. You think, if they push me, I'll explode. So you go cold. You are harsh. You go silent. You disappear. Both patterns fail. Anxious becomes porous. Avoidant becomes a wall. Secure boundaries are neither. Secure boundaries are fences with gates. Clear, calm, consistent. That's the key. The 3 boundary types you must master. There are 3 categories: time boundaries, task boundaries, emotional boundaries. If you can master these 3, your entire life becomes quieter. Let's train them. Time boundaries. Protect your calendar like it's your mind. Time is your life in minutes. When people steal your time, they steal your attention. When they steal your attention, they steal your peace. So, you protect it. A time boundary sounds like this. I'm available from 9 to 5. I'm offline after 6 p.m. I can do a 15-minute call, not an hour. Short, clean, final. No justification. You have a choice. You can let others spend your time for you, or you can decide. That's the key. Common workplace problem. The after-hours message. Anxious people respond immediately to prove loyalty. Avoidant people ignore it and then feel guilty. Secure people use structure. They respond the next day during working hours. And if it repeats, they set the expectation. Just a heads up, I'm offline in the evenings. I'll respond in the morning. That is calm. That is professional. That is power. You don't need their permission. Task boundaries. Stop letting other people dump their work on you. This is where people pleasers die. Someone asks for help, and you say yes. Then your tasks pile up. Then you stay late. Then you resent them, and you call it teamwork. No, task boundaries mean you manage trade-offs. Here is the secure script. I can help with this, but I need to know the priority. If I take this on, which task should I deprioritize? That sentence is a weapon because it forces reality into the conversation. Most people want you to say yes without cost. Secure people make the cost visible. That's the key. And if someone keeps dumping work on you, use this. I can't take ownership of this. I can support you for 15 minutes to help you solve it. Support, not rescue. You have a choice. You can be the workplace sponge, or you can be the workplace professional. That's the key. Emotional boundaries. Stop absorbing everyone's mood. This one is huge. Emotional boundaries mean you stop treating other people's feelings like your responsibility. Your boss is stressed, your coworker is frustrated, your friend is dramatic, your partner is annoyed. Anxious attachment absorbs it. It tries to fix it. It tries to earn peace. Avoidant attachment rejects it. It shuts down. It disappears. Secure attachment stays present without absorbing. Here is the anchor. Their mood is not my mission. Again, their mood is not my mission. At work, this means you don't panic when someone is intense. You stay calm. You ask for clarity. You focus on facts. At home, this means you don't take every emotion personally. You listen. You respond. But you don't lose yourself. You don't need their permission to stay steady. That's the key. The boundary ladder. How to hold the line without drama. Now we get to the method. A boundary is not one sentence. A boundary is a process. Here is the ladder. 1. Pause. 2. State. 3. Repeat. 4. Escalate. Pause. This is where you stop reacting from fear. You breathe. You choose. You don't rush into yes. State. You say the boundary clearly. I'm not available tonight. I can't do this by tomorrow. I'm not comfortable with that. Repeat. People will test you. So you repeat the same message with the same calm tone. No new details, no new excuses, no new arguments. Same message, same tone, same spine. Escalate. If they keep pushing, you escalate your action. You leave the conversation, you delay the response. You involve a manager. You document, not as revenge, as protection. That's the key. The biggest mistake, over-explaining. Let's hit it again. Over-explaining is the sound of guilt. It's the sound of fear. It says, please approve of my boundary. But boundaries don't need approval. You don't need their permission. That's the key. Here is the clean boundary formula. 1 sentence. 1 reason if needed. 1 next step. Example. I can't meet tonight. I have plans. Let's do Saturday. Or, I can't take this task today. My workload is full. I can do it next week. Short, done. If they push, repeat. I hear you. I still can't. That sentence is powerful. No argument, no debate, just reality. Real-world example. The boss who pushes everything as urgent. Everything is urgent. Everything is now. Everything is quick. Anxious people fold. Avoidant people resist and become labeled difficult. Secure people use trade-offs. Happy to prioritize this. To do that, I'll need to move X to next week. Is that okay? This forces a decision. And if your boss says no, everything is urgent, you document. Understood. I'll focus on A and B today. C will move to tomorrow. That's not rebellion. That's clarity. Clarity beats chemistry. Real-world example. The friend who only calls when they need something. They reach out when they need support. They disappear when you need them. Anxious people keep giving, hoping to be chosen. Avoidant people cut off and ghost. Secure people set expectations. I'm happy to support you, and I also need reciprocity. Can we check in both ways? And if the pattern continues, you adjust your investment. Not from anger, from reality. A boundary is a decision, not a debate. The deep truth. Your boundaries reveal your self-respect. This is tough love. If you have no boundaries, you are telling the world you don't value your time. You don't value your energy. You don't value your needs. Then the world responds accordingly. You have a choice. You can keep living like your needs don't matter, or you can act as they do. That's the key. Boundaries are not selfish. They are how you stay sane. And when you set boundaries, you will feel guilt. That's normal. Guilt is not a sign that you are wrong. Guilt is a sign you are growing. You don't need their permission to grow. That's the key. This week's training. Here is your assignment. Pick 1 boundary you have been avoiding. 1. A shutdown time after work. A response window. A coworker who dumps tasks. A friend who drains you. a family member who crosses lines. Then do the latter, pause, state, repeat, escalate. Do it once this week, because repetition rewires. And remember the anchor. A boundary is a decision, not a debate. Again, a boundary is a decision, not a debate. When you build boundaries that work, you stop living in reaction. You stop being controlled by guilt. You start becoming secure. But there is one more place where insecure patterns hide. In the people you choose, in the friendships you keep, you mastered boundaries. Now we talk about the relationships that pull you back into familiar chaos. Chapter 9, Adult Friendships. Stop choosing familiar chaos. Let's tell the truth that most people avoid. Adult friendships don't fail because everyone is busy. They fail because people repeat old patterns. They choose familiar dynamics. They tolerate disrespect. They overgive to earn belonging. They disappear to avoid closeness. And then they call it life. No, it is an attachment. You have a choice. You can keep choosing familiar chaos, or you can build secure friendships on purpose. That's the key. Here is the anchor for this chapter. Repeat it. Familiarity is not healthy. Again, familiarity is not healthy. Now listen, your attachment style chooses your friends the same way it chooses your partners. It is drawn to what feels normal, not what is good. So if your childhood taught you to chase, you will chase. If it taught you to earn, you will earn. If it taught you to keep distance, you will keep distance. And friendships become a mirror, not of your values, of your wiring. That's the key. The 2 friendship traps: overgiving and withdrawing. Most insecure friendship patterns fall into 2 buckets: anxious friendship, overgiving; avoidant friendship, withdrawing. Let's break them down. The anxious friendship pattern. You overgive to secure a place. You are the one who checks in. You plan everything. You remember birthdays. You send long messages. You respond fast. You forgive too much. You do all the emotional labor. Why? Because your nervous system thinks effort equals belonging. If I give more, I'll be chosen. If I stay helpful, I won't be left. So you become the reliable one, the supportive one, the strong one. But inside, you feel a secret rage because it is not mutual. And you keep going anyway because the fear of being alone feels worse than being used. You have a choice. You can keep paying the people-pleasing tax in friendships, or you can demand reciprocity. That's the key. The avoidant friendship pattern. You withhold to stay free. Avoidant types don't overgive. They underinvest. They delay replies. They avoid plans. They cancel. They ghost slowly. They keep the connection shallow. Not because they hate people, because closeness feels like an obligation. So you keep friends at a distance, and you call it independence. But here's the truth. It's not always independence. Sometimes it's fear. You have a choice. You can keep protecting yourself by staying at a distance, or you can build closeness that doesn't feel like a trap. That's the key. A little contact consistently builds secure bonds. The real problem. Most friendships are built on convenience, not values. In school, friendship is automatic. Shared classes, shared time, shared environment. As an adult, convenience disappears. So friendship becomes intentional. And here is where insecure patterns show up. Anxious people chase convenience. They keep investing in people who don't invest back. Avoidant people wait for convenience. They only connect when it's easy. Secure people build systems. They don't rely on luck. They create touch points. Consistency beats intensity. That's the key. Stop choosing familiar chaos. What does that mean? It means you stop being attracted to what feels like home if home was unstable. Familiar chaos looks like this: the flaky friend who cancels at the last minute, the dramatic friend who always has a crisis, the friend who only calls when they need something, the friend who competes with you, the friend who makes jokes at your expense, and you tolerate it because it feels normal. But normal is not the goal. Health is the goal. Familiarity is not healthy. You have a choice. You can keep tolerating chaos to avoid loneliness, or you can tolerate loneliness for a season to build something better. That's the key. The Secure Circle Method. How to build adult friendships that last. Now I'm going to give you a framework. It is simple. It is practical. It works. The Secure Circle has 3 parts. 1. Pick a few. 2. Invest slowly. 3. Verify with behavior. Let's break it down. 1. Pick a few. Stop trying to have a huge circle. Big circles are noisy. Secure circles are small. Pick 2 to 5 people you actually respect. Consistent people. People who have integrity. People who don't drain you. You don't need a crowd. You need a core. That's the key. 2. Invest slowly. Anxious attachment invests fast. It overshares. It overcommits. It overgives. Avoidant attachment invests never. It stays guarded. It stays vague. Secure investment is slow. You share a little. You watch. You share more. You watch. You don't dump your life story to buy closeness. And you don't hide to avoid being seen. You have a choice. You can rush intimacy, or you can build trust. That's the key. 3. Verify with behavior. This is where most people get fooled. Words are cheap. Vibes are cheap. Promises are cheap. Behavior is proof. So you verify. Do they show up when they say they will? Do they respond within a reasonable time? Do they ask about you, not only about themselves? Do they respect your boundaries? Do they celebrate your wins? Consistency is the proof. Reliability is the love language. That's the key. The 2 friendship boundaries you must set. If you want adult friendships that don't drain you, you set 2 boundaries. Boundary 1, access. Not everyone gets full access to you. You don't answer every call. You don't respond instantly. You don't become the emotional hotline. You have a life. You don't need their permission. Boundary 2, reciprocity. If the effort is one-sided, you correct it. Not with anger, with clarity. Here is the secure script. I enjoy our friendship, and I also need it to be mutual. I've been reaching out a lot. Can we balance it? Short, direct, calm. Direct is kind, clear is calm. If they respond well, great. If they get defensive, that is data. Feedback is data, not danger. Behavior is data, not drama. That's the key. Real-world example. The flaky friend. They say yes, then they cancel. Again and again. Anxious types keep forgiving and keep chasing. Avoidant types cut them off and ghost. Secure types do one of two things. They either lower expectations or set a boundary. Option 1. Lower expectations. Cool, no worries. Let's plan when you know for sure. Then you stop investing heavily. Option 2. Boundary. Hey, I value my time. If you're not sure you can make it, let's plan another day. No insult, no guilt, just reality. A boundary is a decision, not a debate. Real-world example. The crisis friend. Every call is a disaster, every conversation is heavy, every week is chaos. Anxious types become the rescuer. Avoidant types disappear. Secure types set a limit. I care about you. I can talk for 15 minutes today. After that, I need to get back to my evening. And sometimes secure types say something even stronger. I care about you and I think you need more support than I can provide. Have you considered talking to a professional? That is not cold. That is responsible. You have a choice. You can be drained to prove loyalty, or you can be honest and protect your energy. That's the key. Real-world example. The competitive friend. They make passive jokes. They downplay your wins. They turn everything into comparison. Anxious types try harder to earn approval. Avoidant types cut off. Secure types name it. When I share good news and it gets dismissed, it doesn't feel supportive. I need encouragement in this friendship. Direct, clean, calm. If they change, great. If they don't, that's data. You adjust. The deep truth. Friendship is a practice, not a feeling. This is what people miss. Friendship is not maintained by love. It's maintained by contact. Touch points. One message, one call, one plan, one check-in. Consistency beats intensity. Again, consistency beats intensity. You don't need to be constantly available. You need to be reliably present. That's the key. This week's training. Here is your assignment. Pick one friendship pattern you need to break. 1. Overgiving, chasing, ghosting, avoiding plans, tolerating disrespect, then do one secure action. Set one boundary. Send one clean message. Schedule one touch point. Stop rescuing, stop chasing, just one. Because repetition rewires. And remember the anchor. Familiarity is not healthy. Again, familiarity is not healthy. When you build secure friendships, something changes inside you. You stop settling. You stop begging. You stop hiding. You start choosing. And now we bring everything together. Because security is not a concept. It is a daily system. You mastered work triggers, boundaries, and friendships. Now we build the daily rewire that makes secure attachment your default. Chapter 10. Become secure at work. The daily rewire that changes everything. This is where we finish strong. Because secure attachment is not a breakthrough. It is not a personality. It is not something you find. Secure is trained. Secure is practiced. Secure is what you do when your nervous system wants to panic, please, or disappear, and you choose something else. You have a choice. You can keep running the old program, or you can install a new one. That's the key. Here is the anchor for this chapter. Repeat it. Secure is trained, not found. Again, secure is trained, not found. Now listen. This audiobook has given you tools, but tools don't change you unless you use them. So Chapter 10 is not theory. It is protocol, a daily rewire. Because you don't become secure by understanding your patterns. You become secure by interrupting them. Again, repetition rewires. That's the key. The Secure Protocol. 4 steps. Here is the daily protocol. Regulate first, reality check second, respond like an adult third, repair fast fourth. Say it with me. Regulate, reality check, respond, repair. These 4 steps apply everywhere. Work, home, friendships, conflict, feedback, power. This is how you become secure. Step 1. Regulate first. Your nervous system is the steering wheel, and if you are dysregulated, you will say dumb things, you will send emotional messages, you will over-explain, you will people-please, you will shut down. So you regulate first. 1 long exhale. Shoulders down, jaw unclenched. Name it. This is a trigger. This is my anxious system. This is old wiring. Feedback is data, not danger. That one line can save you from a spiral. You don't need their permission to regulate. That's the key. Step 2. Reality check second. Now you stop living in stories. Anxious attachment lives in stories. Avoidant attachment lives in dismissal. Secure attachment lives in facts. So you ask, what do I actually know? What am I assuming? What is the simplest explanation? What is the goal? This is the difference between an adult and a child. Children assume, adults confirm. You have a choice. You can react to assumptions, or you can act on facts. That's the key. Step 3, respond like an adult. Now you communicate, not to be liked, not to be safe, to be clear. Clarity beats chemistry. You use one of 3 secure moves: request, boundary, repair, and you keep it short. 1 sentence for the need, 1 sentence for the boundary, 1 sentence for the next step. Say it clean. Say it once. Hold the line. You don't need their permission to be direct. That's the key. Step 4. Repair fast. This is what secure people do that everyone else avoids. They repair quickly. They don't let tension rot. They don't punish with silence. They don't keep score for weeks. They repair. Hey, I came off sharp earlier. That's on me. Hey, I shut down yesterday. I was overwhelmed. I'm here now. Hey, I want us aligned. Can we clarify expectations? Repair is not weakness. Repair is leadership. That's the key. The daily rewire, the 5-minute practice. Now I'm going to give you a daily practice. It takes 5 minutes. It changes your life if you actually do it. Every morning before you start work, you answer 3 questions. Question 1. What is my primary trigger today? Is it feedback, authority, conflict, being ignored, feeling behind? Name it. Question 2. What is my secure response? 1 sentence. If I get feedback, I will say, got it. What's the most important change you want next time? If I get a vague request, I will say, what does success look like? If someone pushes my time, I will say, I can do this by Friday or I can do X today. Which do you want? 1 secure script. Question 3. What boundary will I hold today? A shutdown time, a lunch break, a response window, a task limit. 1 boundary. That's it. This is how you become secure by design, not by luck. Secure is trained, not found. The weekly rewire, the secure scorecard. Now we make it measurable, because if you can't measure it, you can't train it. Every week you score yourself on 4 behaviors. 1. Did I regulate before responding? 2. Did I reality check instead of catastrophizing? 3. Did I communicate clearly? 4. Did I repair fast? Not perfect, just better. Progress beats perfection. That's the key. The 3 secure standards, non-negotiables. Now I'm going to give you 3 standards. These are your non-negotiables. If you live by these, you become secure. Standard 1, I do not negotiate my self-respect. That means no begging, no chasing, no over-explaining for approval. You don't need their permission. Standard 2, I do not confuse intensity with intimacy. This is huge. Drama is not connection. Chaos is not love. Hot and cold is not passion. Consistency is love. A little contact consistently builds secure bonds. Standard 3, I do not outsource my worth to other people's moods. Their mood is not my mission. If your boss is cold, you stay clear. If a friend is distant, you stay steady. If feedback is sharp, you stay calm. Feedback is data, not danger. Clarity beats chemistry. A boundary is a decision, not a debate. Familiar is not healthy. These are not quotes. These are standards. That's the key. Real-world integration. The next time you get triggered. Let's run it as a scenario. Your boss says, "This isn't what I wanted." Old you panics. New you runs the protocol. Regulate. One long exhale. Name it. This is a trigger. Reality check. What do I know? You know the output needs adjustment. That's it. Respond like an adult. Got it. What specifically needs to change, and what does success look like? Then you act, then you repair if needed. If you got defensive, you repair. Hey, I got tense earlier. I want to focus on the solution. Let's align on the outcome. This is secure, not perfect. Secure. You have a choice. You can be controlled by the moment, or you can lead the moment. That's the key. The hard truth. Your old pattern will fight back. Expect it. When you stop people-pleasing, you will feel guilt. When you stop chasing approval, you will feel fear. When you stop shutting down, you will feel vulnerability. That doesn't mean you're wrong. It means you're rewiring. Growth feels like discomfort before it feels like freedom. You don't need their permission to grow. That's the key. Your final challenge, the 7-day secure sprint. Here it is. For the next 7 days, you will do 4 things daily. 1. Regulate before responding. 2. Use 1 secure script. 3. Hold 1 boundary. 4. Repair 1 small tension quickly. 1 per day. Small, consistent, real. Because secure is trained, not found. At the end of 7 days, you will feel the difference. More calm, more clarity, more self-respect, more stability. You will stop living like you're about to be rejected. You will stop working like you're trying to earn love. You will stop disappearing when closeness arrives. You will become the secure person you needed when you were younger. That's the key. Now you've learned the system. Feedback is data, not danger. Clarity beats chemistry. Being liked is not the same as being safe. A boundary is a decision, not a debate. Familiar is not healthy. Secure is trained, not found. You have a choice. You can close this audiobook and go back to the old pattern. Or you can replay the protocol and live it. You don't need their permission. That's the key. And now we finish with the truth that ties it all together. You were never broken. You were trained. Now, you train yourself again. Anxious attachment says chase, prove, overwork, over-explain. Avoidant attachment says detach, disappear, downplay, shut down. Both are protection strategies. Both become prisons. Secure attachment is the exit. Secure says regulate first, then speak clean. Secure says boundaries without guilt. Secure says feedback is data, not danger. Secure says clarity over chaos, consistency over intensity. Now here is your challenge. For the next 7 days, pick one situation you normally mishandle. A hard email, feedback, a boundary, a tense conversation, or a friendship reach out. Then run the protocol. Name the trigger, slow your body, state your need in one clean sentence, and hold the line. No essays, no hiding, no chasing. If you want more training like this, subscribe right now, then replay Chapter 10 tomorrow and do the work again. Security is not something you learn once. Secure is something you become.